Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor once again. Voices for the voiceless. Peace and blessings, everybody. Today is January 24th, 2025. Early in the morning, it's always a slow start to the morning. So I got a little downtime. Um, but I appreciate everybody that came by last night. Me and my sis Mika were live, and we had a good topic. You know, you get a chance if you haven't checked it out last night, you can catch the playback, replay game. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, man. We're kind of talking about racism and holding accountability. Black people. You know, can black people operate without racism? Sounds like a crazy question, but if you listen to the content, because I know somebody left a comment on there, like, and I went back and I listened to some of the audio in the beginning. I got to tighten up on that when I played our intro, so I apologize for that. But when you get to the content, it was a very informative and enlightening live. So I appreciate everybody that came through in the chat and on the panel, chop it up with us last night. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get straight to it because I don't know how long it's gonna be slow. And I intended to do this video last night, but I had some other things, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it this morning. But yeah, as the title says, promises made, promises kept, mass deportation. And as you know, January 20th, we the inauguration accepted the 47th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, for his second term. And one of his campaign promises were that he was going to perform the largest mass deportation of illegal immigrants that this country has ever seen, maybe even the world. And reason being, we have had open borders to our country, and we have had an influx of epic proportions of illegal immigrants invading our borders. Not only invading our borders, our southwestern borders, the northeastern borders by Canada as well. Like, we just had open borders, and not only did they come in through those borders, the last administration, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration, which Kamala Harris was the actual border czar who was supposed to be monitoring the border. They not only let them in, but they flew them by plane and traveled them by bus to the middle and eastern parts of the country. So we had hundreds of thousands of migrants, not only at the border, but I think they said even up to 2.5 million last I checked. But we also had hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands being flown and traveled by bus to different parts of the country. And Trump was saying, a lot of these people were violent criminals. So not only did they just come over here illegally, with the help of the Biden-Harris administration, these people have not been vetted, have not been checked. So they just walking around our society undocumented, so we don't have no trail on them if they what's their background, if they have violence in their background. I mean, that's very dangerous when you think about it. And not only people from a specific part of the another country, you have potential terrorists that came over here, that we got a lot of enemies. So, when you got open borders like that, it's so many different ways that you put the citizens at risk. So, I, to this day, they don't have an answer as to why they left the borders open like that. And not only, I mean, it's a ripple effect with that, a trickle down effect. It's the safety breach, right? Just kind of explain that. And also, you know, they give them all these different resources. So it's a financial burden as well. We already have a struggling economy. Now, on top of that, this adds to inflation, right? We were sending trillions of dollars overseas to fund wars that we didn't have nothing to do with. And then on the back end, we got illegal immigrants coming over here getting thousands of dollars on a month on food stamps and cash benefits, and you know school and education and shelter and food. And the American citizen, taxpayer citizens, have to pay for that with higher taxes. So, you know, it's a safety breach. Now we paying for and then we have a natural disaster, and we can't even get, you know, adequate funding to help us rebuild, although we pay into this system every day. And when a hurricane happens in North Carolina and wipe everybody's house away, and they see their houses and cars and everything floating down the street, FEMA is telling them, we ain't got it. We gave it to the illegal immigrants. We gave half of it to the illegal immigrants. Your taxpaying dollars that you pay all year, we gave that to the illegal immigrants. And we gave that overseas to fund wars that we don't have nothing to do with. So we ain't got it. You got to figure it out. Here goes $700. I know you lost everything, but here is $750. It's insane. You know what I'm saying? So Trump came in and, the American peoples have spoken. We don't want to deal with illegal immigration. There is a proper vetting process that is, if you want to come to the United States of America or any other country for that matter, every country has a proper vetting process. So if you want to come over here, we're not against immigration, but we are against illegal immigration. Because if we do something illegal, they're going to lock us up. Clear, quick, fast, and a hurry. So with that being said, Trump said on day one, his number one top priority was to get the illegal immigrants, the most violent ones. They're gonna send out ICE agents to these sanctuary cities, and they're going after the most violent offenders. And the the Democrats and the leftists, they want to say that no, they all they do is pick these immigrants. All they do is pick fruit. They 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 wash cars, and they who gonna cut our grass, man. They just hardworking people seeking asylum. They not criminals. They're not illegal. But if you turn on television and you see, because day one, he promised it and they kept it. The new borders are Tom Homan said Chicago would be ground zero. You know what I'm saying? But they everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And they Donald Trump sent 1,500 or better to the border to secure the border. They shut down the border on day one. And he just got in office on the 20th. Today is the 24th. You know what I'm saying? And I think there are numbers of, you know, 500 to 600 dangerous illegal immigrants that have been captured. Now, they targeting immigrants with criminal convictions, you know, and what the Biden-Harris administration, their policy was catch and release. So basically in these sanctuary cities like Chicago, California, New York, and Colorado, with the catch and release, illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities would get arrested for these heinous crimes like rape and even murder. And then they would be at least, they could keep them for so long due to the catch and release process. They couldn't do nothing but release them back to society. That makes no sense. If you catch somebody that just raped somebody, you can only hold them for so long because they are an illegal immigrant. You don't have the jurisdiction. This is to keep them and detain them any longer than I don't know how long they can keep them. Maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, and then release them back to the public. You know, ICE is targeting those violent criminals, and you know, all they're telling the mayor of Chicago and the governor of California, just keep them there. And that way we could just come in, grab the guy or whoever, and it'll be safer that way for the community. It'll be safer that way for the ICE agents. It'll be safer that way for the actual illegal immigrant. But if you release them back into society, now the ICE agent, they got a job to do. Now they got to go track that guy down or that whoever down. Now it's a risk. You put the community at risk, because what if that, you know, immigrant wants to fight arrest? Now the ICE agent is at risk, the immigrant is at risk, rest of society is at risk. These sanctuary cities, these woke mayors like Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago and Governor Newsom in California don't want to work with Trump and the ICE agents. They still want to hold up this catch and release policy. Now, they don't have to help ICE, but why wouldn't you? But you can't stop ICE from coming into your state and doing the job. You just made it that more difficult, you know what I'm saying, and that more dangerous for everybody, even your own citizens. Because ICE, they got a mandate from the president to come do what they do, and they not gonna take no for an answer. So I mean, I don't understand how you can arrest somebody for something like rape, robbery, murder, all these heinous crimes that y'all said they wasn't doing, but clearly they were doing, because we got over close to 1,000 of them that have already been arrested in the last 2 or 3 days. So promises made, promises kept. You know, Donald Trump and his administration ain't playing no games. Tom Homan and them ICE agents, they coming. So you might as well just work with them and make it safer for a safer process for everybody, even the illegal immigrant that's, you know. And another thing is, there are a lot of illegal immigrants, I would say probably most of them, that haven't been, you know, involved in criminal activity outside of coming over here illegally. That is a crime. I mean, but they're not over here doing anything heinous to other people. But if they're with the guy that ICE is looking for, then guess what? If they don't have the proper documentation, then ICE ain't gonna turn them away. They're gonna take them too. See, you run the risk of getting other immigrants that they wasn't even looking for arrested. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get the threats to our society out of our country. Period. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said these people didn't exist. Clearly, we looking on television and they exist. And you know what was crazy? It was one illegal immigrant that they got that was from Haiti. And he was, man, pitching a bitch. He was like, I ain't going back to Haiti. And you know what, man? F Trump. F Donald Trump. And you know what? Now, this guy was convicted of 17 heinous crimes that included rape and murder and drug dealing. And he was a part of some type of gang or something that, from, whatever country or whatever. And Haiti, whatever gang they got over there. And he said, F Trump, thank you, bro. Biden, thank Joe Biden forever. Thank Obama. They did so much for me. What? Man, I'm right-handed guy, the illegal immigrant that sat up there, got 17 felonies, that's over here illegal, committing crimes and doing all type of, causing all type of havoc. ICE arresting him. He yells out, thanks, Obama. Thank Joe Biden. What? I'm just saying, bro. So that go to show right there. That confirms everything that Trump said. They let these people over here unvetted, and a lot of them are dangerous criminals. Now you got civilians out here that's just in the grocery store or at the movie theater or at the gym working out, going about our normal American life. That's already difficult enough because the way that these policies have made it with this last administration. And then you got some illegal immigrants sitting in the cut ready to do some harm to them. And we don't have just picture this. We don't have no documentation on this person. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no nothing. No knowledge of anything about them. They could do something to one of our citizens and just dip back out the country with no trace, undocumented. And we have situations of that, Lake and Raleigh. We have situations, plenty of them, where illegal immigrants have harmed, raped, and murdered American citizens, little kids and shit. In a Biden-Harris administration turned the death into it. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're saying. And Trump, he said, man, first thing we're gonna do is secure our border and get these people out of our country. And I'm so happy and elated to see that he is standing on business. Tom Homan and the ICE agents are doing their move. You know what I'm saying? So, as I wrote some more things down, let me make sure I got everything. I talked about that. Yeah, so that's basically about it, man. He ran on the campaign promise of, the biggest mass deportation that we have ever seen. And that's due to the influx of illegal immigrants that was sent throughout this country. And he's delivering on that. So promises made, promises kept, mass deportation. We already seen hundreds to even 1,000 in less than a week being arrested. We see the border is shut down. They had an app called the CPB app or something where these illegal immigrants that Joe Biden and them created so illegal immigrants can have access to our country. They get on the app and find the best times to come get in the country from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of, and y'all sit up here and still co-sign this dude, Joe Biden, the worst president of my lifetime, if you ask me. And people don't know how much sex trafficking and human trafficking happens at that border. A lot of people that get over here, little kids and all that, man, they are sex trafficked and human trafficked over here. The cartels and all that are, trying to get them over here. And it's a safe border saves lives, y'all. Well, that's my time. Peace and blessings. Voices for the voices. We love y'all. And I'm out.